Welcome to This Week in Marketing, where Coach Jason Pantana and I help you modernize your marketing, build your brand, and ultimately win more business. Super excited to talk today about short form video with three absolute monsters. Scott, introduce yourself. Go ahead.
I'm Scott Bentley, that mortgage guy on TikTok.
I was just going to say, you're that mortgage guy, also known as.
Yes, also known as Scott Bentley.
So at the mortgage guy, if you're not on TikTok and you haven't followed this guy, you're not even in the game. So go, Zach.
At a Zachary Loft on Instagram and TikTok.
Isn't it .loft?
It's .loft on Instagram. It's no dot on TikTok.
And your last name isn't Loft, but we'll get to that later.
That's correct.
And the one and only.
At Glennda Baker. I'm a real estate agent from Atlanta, Georgia.
Anybody that knows. Yes. Hey, so first of all, thank you all for joining me in the podcast today. I want to just have a bunch of random conversations about what's working, what's not working, because I think everyone listening right now knows that the world is full of ADD people. We either have 4 hours of attention span or 14 seconds, maybe 6, maybe 1, and everyone questioned short form. Going way back to Vine. Oh, this is stupid, 6 seconds, it's never gonna work. That was the precursor to what we see today in Instagram Reels, certainly with TikTok. And even the people that started to get into it started saying, well, there's no way you can actually make money from it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not working for you, right?
Yeah, it's working for me.
Yeah, I know it's working for you, and it's definitely not working for you.
That was sarcasm.
Obviously.
Yes, in case you're sarcasm. So let's just go around the room and let's talk about the origin story and then where you're at, but you got to give it the condensed version because everybody has ADD.
That's fair.
That's good.
So you want to go first?
Yeah, so I'm on
And
TikTok.
by the way, we're all going to interrupt the entire time.
That's
Yeah.
okay. So
Go ahead.
Scott Bentley. Scott Bentley, that mortgage guy. I got on TikTok actually because of Gary Vee.
Yeah.
He was raving about the organic reach in December of 2019, and like my 15th video caught fire and had like 300,000 or 400,000 views overnight. That was when I realized it was legitimate, and then took it seriously, and it has just exploded my
Was that
business
the I'm
from
the
there.
bad guy? Was that one?
No, that was
later
actually
on.
that was on Facebook before, and that kind of like gave me the oomph to jump in and try it. But yeah.
But okay, so just because you got a bunch of views, does that correlate to fire, or is that like you caught a trend? I mean, did you generate business from that?
I think I generated a few leads from that post. I think I got like 5,000 or 6,000 followers, and then that was like I had at the time like I think 900 or 1,000 on Instagram. So I was like, wow, this is crazy, and it happened like that. So that was. Yeah, it was totally unexpected, but it's kind of changed the course of everything as far as lead flow. I mean, the leads that we have coming in is just outrageous. We can't keep up with it.
So you mentioned a number yesterday in the video mastermind, 18,000 leads since when?
Since like May 15th.
So we're talking like in a 7-month period. So for anyone out there that's listening, that's like, what?
Yeah.
18, but are they like Facebook leads and they never convert? They convert at like 1%, right?
The conversions are pretty, so out of the 18,000 leads, I think we have 7,000 or 8,000 applications, and over 50% of them have a 640 plus credit score and assets. So the leads are as quality as they get. I mean, I've done every lead in the book, live call lead transfers, realtor.com, everything that everyone's ever done.
Right.
And the conversions are just, it's unbelievable.
Okay, so if you didn't catch that his name is that mortgage guy.
Not mortgage guy.
Yeah.
Not mortgage guy.
Screw him.
He is that mortgage guy. But also that gives people context for the amount of leads. And of course, all the leads are coming right into Maryland, right?
So it's all over the US. So yeah, and that's the tough part with socials. You can't really control the location, but we have a team that we're kind of farming it out through, and that's kind of how we're building it out.
So Scott, when you and I talked, what now feels like, I don't know, 2-ish weeks ago or something like that, referred by a mutual friend, he was like, you got to talk to this guy. And I know people listening right now, someone's going to say, the people that I see on TikTok are just outrageous. They're like, they're dancing and they're doing the stupid quote that, please don't do that. Just, what, is that bad that I actually just said that? Because there's like so many people that have done the.
Hey, that's where you start.
Point to
Is that where you start?
Everyone starts.
Everyone starts on a trend.
I started
Okay.
there with Chase Rice.
I think you start with a trend and you find your niche.
Yeah.
Bingo,
true.
bingo, and bingo. But my point is, I mean, I've watched enough of your TikToks to see how animated you actually can be.
Yeah.
But hanging here on the podcast, you are a mortgage guy.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
He's like, you're looking at me like through this filter of like his FICO score is 720.
Yeah, I can tell you have a great,
You're like-
I can tell you have a great credit score just from meeting you.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I have like a dry sense of humor. Like when I'm around
Really?
people, I have like anxiety and all that stuff. So it kind of plays into that. But
So you have the opposite problem most people have. You're more comfortable in front of a camera.
yeah, it's weird. Like
That's crazy.
when I'm in the room by myself, like I can do whatever I want. I'll do dances in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and then I'll get in a room yesterday and I'll fumble through my words because like my ADHD kicks in and I can't keep up with my words.
So we need to have it all be very short with Scott, like 6 seconds and then out.
Yeah, that's it.
TikTok
6 to
links and
7
under.
seconds. We're good.
You are allowed to do a little dance while you talk.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, just do a little dance while you talk. Maybe he'll
that
feel more
might
comfortable.
help. Right, that might help.
Cool. We can start having captions pop above your head while you're talking during
Should
the
I just
show.
start dancing right
We
now?
can just get TikTok trending sounds playing as a
We can do
soundscape.
this.
Oh yeah, we can.
Somebody
do
needs to break out their phone. Okay, let's. So Zach, early on in TikTok, you caught fire, and interesting enough, as you mentioned yesterday, not that you moved away from it, but you've
Released
recognized
off the pedal a little bit.
Yeah. But talk about your early journey in TikTok, and then short form, and then we're gonna get to Glennda, and then we're talking like what works and what doesn't, and how to do it, and whether we're talking TikTok or Reels. Right. I mean, I think it's all going to be ultimately the same. Right.
Yeah, short
So,
form.
but give him your story.
Yeah. I got on because of a friend who found out about it in December of 2018. They had just been acquired Musically, and it was 2019, I believe.
Yeah.
It was 2018 or 2019. I can't remember.
I think it was 18.
I've been on for 2.5 years, so
Then that's 19.
yeah.
Or it's 18.
Yeah, because I got on about 6 months
Yeah.
later.
Depending on when. Yeah.
So
I was a little late.
all the semantics aside,
Okay.
got on, was like, this is stupid, deleted it. About 5 months later, same exact thing happened, except about 2 weeks later, he was like, hey, would you shoot my proposal? You know, you're mutual friends of both me and the future fiance, you do video, can you just kind of sneakily get filmed with it? Sure, easy, done.
Yeah.
Do it, send it to him. Next day, walk into he has a gym. He says, hey, that video, 60,000 views. And I was like, pardon? Where?
Say that again?
Yeah, huh? That's my video.
Yeah.
No, it's their video. I'm joking. It's all their moment. But
You mean you didn't do the proposal with like you in your car?
story time.
Look who just got married in my backseat.
But and so I was like, all right, okay, I'm going to try the TikTok thing. And it was around the same. It was about 15 videos or so. And if you scroll to the bottom, it's a bunch of randomness.
Right.
I couldn't find, and then I finally did a story time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden people were like, oh my God. And I got like 30,000 views. I was like, okay, tried a few other things, went back to story time, like 60,000 views. I'm like, okay, I may be seeing a trend. And just kind of focused in on that niche. That's
Yeah.
about it.
So for context, how many followers now?
I think I'm at 716 or 717.
Okay, and how many
Somewhere around there.
followers?
1,000.
700.
Yeah, 750,000.
717.
Yes.
750,000
Yeah,
with a K.
Yeah.
About 1.6 million.
Okay, so all right. GB,
Yes.
aka that real estate agent from Atlanta, Georgia. So what was the early attraction in this like short form video content? Oh, you're standing next to him?
No one's ever been attracted to me.
This guy, I mean, no lie. We were at Elite
Yeah.
in February of 2019, and
Yep.
you played his video,
Yes.
and he had 43,000 views.
Jason did without my permission.
Well, and I
Had no clue my videos were shown on the screen.
Yes.
He pulled me aside right before he was going on stage. Said, "Hey, I'm going to talk about TikTok." I was like, 3 weeks. I'm sorry. 3 weeks you're making. I was like, 3 weeks you're making fun of the fact I was on TikTok. Not really, but
No,
kind of. He just wasn't really
Yes.
feeling it. And I was like, okay. And then like right before he's like, playing your video.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, we're there. I saw the
Yes.
43,000 views. I looked at Sergio and I said, when I get back to Atlanta, I'm doing TikTok.
Yeah.
And so
Serge.
I got back to Atlanta and I tried to do the zoom in. I tried to do it myself. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. And I was just
Who would
like,
do that?
And then I
Yeah,
did
right.
I did the this. with
Yes,
Chase
I know. I'm
Rice.
just bugging.
What's
I
your
know.
name?
Yep.
And then I was like, this is not going to work for me. This is just not going to work for me. So I
Why?
called-
Why were you thinking that?
Because I'm old. I was thinking,
You were old. You got younger since this?
obviously.
TikTok
you
takes
clearly
over. She's famous now. What are you talking about?
Forget NAD drips. It's just all about TikTok. That's what we age down to now. Like that's the way to do it.
Vent to a camera for 11 hours.
But I called a videographer and it was in February. So I got back February 6th.
Yep.
And I talked to a videographer and I was like, how much is this going to cost me? And he told me, I was like, oh,
Right.
no. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And what was it? A month later, the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And I was, still consuming content. I was consuming content. And so in August, when I realized that we were going to get through it, we were going to get on the other side of it, I called that videographer back and I said, hey, I'm ready to get started. And he's like, so talk to me a little bit about your vision. And I told him, and he's like, you do understand you can shoot this from your phone. I'm like, yeah, but that's not really my brand. I want to try it like this. And so I found him on Instagram. I met with him. And he goes, well, how many videos do you want to do? I said, well, how many videos do you think I can do? And he goes, well, it just depends on how good you are on video. And I said, well, I'm great on video.
Were you that girl that I argued with? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I?
And I said, well, how many? And I found him because he had shot a video for this other girl, this other real estate agent.
Yeah.
And I said, well, how many can she shoot? He goes, well, she can shoot like 12 in a day. I'm like, well, I could definitely do 12 in a day. No problem. Let's plan for 12.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. He gives me the price. I'm like, I don't like that price. He's like, well, how much do you want to pay? I said, well, this is how much I want to pay. He goes, if you'll sign a 6-month contract, I'll do it at that price. I said, send over the paperwork.
Right.
5 minutes later, I sent it back.
Right.
And he was in shock. We scheduled our first meeting. I had 122 followers in October of 2020.
So wait, you went from August to October before you actually, we're talking like October 2020.
Correct.
A year and a month
last
ago
year,
or whatever.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is bonkers. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had 122 followers from my,
Yes, I know.
what's your name?
Yes.
And I posted my first video October of 2020. And then today, it's history.
Now
Okay,
you're
so
doing
how many-
TikTok dances.
Right.
Yeah. And
How many
We're not much
followers
of the-
now?
We're not much of the dancers.
No, but I did my little trending yesterday.
Yes.
Oh yeah. With
Yes.
Twice.
Right.
I know. Oh my God.
Yes. Okay. So how many followers now?
481,000.
And I know because you're competitive and you pay attention, can you track revenue to TikTok?
208,000.
Okay, so 208,000, right? So minus the cost of video and the day and the yada, yada, yada. Have there been any other benefits for the three of you to this?
I'll go the other side. I mean, I've sent out and received over 145 referrals.
Say that again?
145 referrals over the last
But
12 months.
But you're in Delaware. Aren't the
Yep.
people just saying, hey, I want to move to Delaware because of you, just because you're so much fun and you have flamethrowers?
It actually, that does happen occasionally, but more it's like what happens with you. Like, hey, I want to buy a home in Michigan.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone in Michigan? You know, I've sent ones to Australia. I've even sent one to Italy. Like,
Yeah.
and they do referrals a little differently there. But I said, hey, just Google it. You know, if it's out of country. But obviously, the Tom Ferry ecosystem, I can trust all these other agents, and I know they're going to get a great experience.
Yep.
So, especially on the elite level. So, it's been kind of easy. It's just been about growing relationships, gaining the trust, and then occasionally throwing the hook of I'm a realtor. It usually pops off very quickly.
Right. Same thing. Talk to
Yeah,
us.
I mean, for me, it's the lead flow has been insane, which the revenue from that is great. But leveraging those leads with local agents and just being, almost 95% of these leads coming through, these consumers don't have agents, and they are specifying that in the blue form that they fill out on our website. So that leveraging that and just being able to spread that around to be able to scale the business further within local markets with agents is just huge. I mean, it's helped me relinquish additional agent partnerships, which is additional revenue as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna touch on a pain point that I wish for everyone listening, and that is, how do you manage all the DMs? How do you manage all the inbound? How do you manage all the Glennda, I love you. I want to move to Atlanta.
Can I talk? That's the funniest thing to me, and,
Right.
and just goes to show on how consistent you. And for anyone listening, like
Yeah.
how consistent you are in your niche.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
nichey. I'm just a crazy personality.
Yes.
And people follow that. Like you are nichey 100%, but all your videos are a little different.
Yeah, she kills it.
Just
By
to
niche,
speak,
what do you mean? You mean
Just,
like
I know every time I'm
program
watching-
format, like the way her style of
the
every
background,
time the show,
the stars,
exactly.
the hair,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
lighting.
Right.
I know consistently, like we talked about yesterday, when I shoot a video in my car, I know it's going to perform better.
Exactly.
So you do it so consistently, even though you have the fewest amount of followers, I feel you have the most dense
You do.
followers. Where you have people who ride or die for you. And I think we have a few of those, but I mean, you have people who literally lay down in front of a car. Like, we're talking about
Right.
celebrities walk up
Yeah.
and know who you are, restaurants, you know. So I think that's something people need to understand is once you find your niche, just latch onto it.
Okay, but you
Yeah.
keep saying niche, and I think that's almost more style guide. Do you know what I mean? Like in a brand, like you want to have a
Yeah.
consistent brand. Like her brand is the stars, it's the hair. She's at her house, she's sitting down, she's looking off camera. So for the person that's listening, you know, if you haven't followed all these people already by now, you need to do that and then start watching. Don't just watch the content, I'm always like, I'm a producer, right? So I'm watching like, okay, what is it that he's doing consistently? Which ones get the most views? Why? And trying to analyze like, what is it that they're actually doing?
Yeah.
Forget what they're saying, right? Like I want to just see that. Does that make sense? So your thing is the car, right? Like the most consistent.
Most consistent is a story time in the car.
Right. Beyond flamethrowers, what's your thing?
Mine is taking trending sounds and flipping them into like POV skits and just different sort of like trends, whether it's a sound or a song where I'm using like lyrics in the song as the punchline in a skit or something of the sort. I try to mix it up, but it's a lot of the content that's already performing well on the platform and trends that are happening that I'm just kind of spinning into our.
Could that be the easiest strategy to follow?
100%.
Are we all on the same page?
so.
Like
That's the most R&D-able strategy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I got in my car and it didn't perform well.
Yeah, I told a story. No one
I
liked
put
it.
on a sweater with stars and no one cared. Well, Phil, I'm not sure if that was the right move for you. Right.
If PG was in a star and striped sweater,
Oh, what's up, Phil Gertis?
Well, he has no hair.
that's
Right.
very
Yeah.
Well, but if
Really
you put on a
blonde hair.
Glennda wig,
Yeah.
oh, that
There-
could be hot.
There's a hair guy,
Yeah.
a blow dry guy.
Oh, for sure.
The blow dry guy
Yeah.
that's bald.
Yeah.
He puts on a wig. And so he plays one side that he's the stylist and one
Yes.
side that he's
Oh
the
my God, I love it.
client.
Yes.
And I mean, he is killing it.
He could just do therapy,
Yeah.
therapy like therapy, right?
Yeah,
Just over and over and over
exactly.
again. So Glennda, how did you come up with your thing and why do you think it caught fire?
So the way that I came up with it was Matthew Hussey. He's a dating advice guy.
Yes.
And I loved his content. Like I loved it.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't need it.
Yeah.
Like I liked the style of it.
Stylistically.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
for me,
You weren't like watching his stuff, going to Tinder, watching his stuff, going to Tinder, just checking.
no, I mean, but it's the truth. Like I looked at what I liked to consume,
Yeah.
and then I Glendified it.
Yeah.
And at first, I was just doing black shirts.
Yes.
And I would have like my black shirt with a star on it. I had a black star with lips on it, and then people would comment on this. I was like, that was interesting. And then I wore this army green jacket with black stars, and I had so many comments about, oh, I love your jacket. I love your jacket. I love your jacket. And I was like, I think the stars is kind of good. And I say, oh, my stars. My mom told me I was a star. I was like, I think I could do something with this. I think it's got some legs on it. So I think that I was always in the comments. I was very cognizant of what people were biting into.
Right.
And I think that was the success, was that I really watched very closely the numbers, what performed. Was it like I have everything analyzed out, the color of the shirt, the color of the captions. Was my hair straight? Was my hair big? All of that stuff to see. And then what was the content? Was it story time? Was it information? Was it me ranting? To see what performed the best. And then whatever performed the best. And I broke down the performance based on views, likes, shares, and comments. And then whatever was performing best in the category that I thought was important, and that was comments and shares. So to me, that was the most important. And so that Once Upon a Time I Sold a Big Ass House has 63,000 shares.
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm listening to this right now and I'm every one of our clients and I'm so busy. How much time do you spend on this? And how do you do it all? And how do you also maintain a life? And you think very analytically for Oh My Stars. So how do we actually do all this?
For me, I mean, I kind of have to compartmentalize it and do it later in the day and focus on my day-to-day routine and my clients during the day. And then at nighttime, I kind of get creative. Well, when my wife goes to bed, I'll spend 9 p.m. to 12 p.m., sometimes longer, sifting through content, looking at trends and just trying to get inspired and just figuring out what's happening. But yeah, I feel like I have to compartmentalize it because when I first started, I was trying to do it like as I was going throughout my day and I was floundering. It was just, it was too hard. So it's very easy now. I just text the video to myself, put a little blurb in there about, how I want to spin it. And then I can shoot it in 2 minutes in real time, right from my phone.
So you catch the creative moment in the middle of the day, slinging loans and serving clients and taking care of people.
Exactly.
Boom. And then 9 to midnight,
Yep.
right? The other 9 to noon. So is that what you recommend for people?
I think it comes down to like how you operate. And if you feel like you could do that later at night, it works for me.
Yeah.
But I think it comes down to the person
think-
for sure.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm not good at night.
Right, because
Yeah.
I know, because
Yeah.
I'm giving people like,
I'm morning.
I'm a morning person for sure. But so yes.
Yeah,
so what's
so-
your strategy? Like, how do we get it all done?
So I batch shoot. So was it you that we were talking yesterday? So I've only had 14 shoot days.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Right,
Uh,
since
that's-
October.
It was you I was talking to. So
Yeah.
I've had 14
That blew me
shoot
away.
days,
yeah.
11 hours a day.
Yes.
So, but think about it. I've
I
created
am.
all of that content in 14 days. I mean, that's huge.
I know.
So, and when I started,
But give people context. You're talking about in an 11-hour day, you're going to shoot 30 or 40
so the last
sessions, I'm guessing,
The
or like
last
little 1-minute clips or less.
one I shot 42 videos.
42 videos.
And so
When are you going to go like really start pushing yourself?
So I think that in the new year I can get to 50. So that's
Okay.
my goal. So
Yeah.
so I bite the elephant one at a time.
Yes.
And so I just think that I can get better every single time.
Yeah.
And I've really kind of got my system now.
Yes.
So very similar to Scott, I see an idea that I like.
Yep.
I take a note. I send it to a text. I send a text to Denver. This is what I want to do with
The
it.
entire state or
The
city,
entire
the
city.
entire city of Denver, state of Denver. Yes.
State of Denver too.
Denver is a rock star.
Yeah,
Yes.
Denver, he's a unicorn
He is.
because he produces, he shoots, and he edits.
Yes.
And he collaborates with me.
Hold on. Oh, several unicorns in the room.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. But for me, getting the idea when I have it is
Yeah.
super important to me.
Yes.
So I shoot one day a month and then I post all of my content between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. And if I do not have a post up by 9 a.m., they're texting me, they're DMing me.
Yeah.
The Glennda
Like,
Rotties.
yeah,
Right.
the
Or
Glitterati's.
glitterati. But I like the
Glitterati's.
I like
I'm sorry.
glitterati.
Oh my stars.
Do you
How
know
do you
what?
mess that up?
I think I'm going to do a poll
Yes.
with my
Glennda
followers.
Rotties.
Yes.
Oh my
Because
God.
I asked them,
Yes.
and I asked them in one of the videos, like, because I want to know what the common bond is. Like,
Right.
what is the common
course.
thread between everybody?
Yes.
So I'm like, so why do you follow me?
Yeah.
And I asked them, and I have more comments on that video. So in comments, that has like 78% of the views.
Yes.
I got comments.
That's big.
Was that huge?
Well, you also asked for it, right? And if you
Yeah.
don't ask
You
for it
gotta
all
ask.
the time,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so I'm going to come back to this, but first, how often do you ask? How often do you say, "And I'm Zach, and I'm a real estate agent in Delaware. DM me if you're interested in buying or selling real estate."
Never.
Never.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've
once.
never said it. Actually, I'm inspired. So when I go back, probably in the next week, I think I'm going to do like a little video to push some followers to Instagram because you said
Yeah.
you did that. and
That
you
was
had
a
some
big-
success.
that was a big
13,000
That's amazing.
13,000 followers in 4 days on
Right.
Instagram
Right.
Wow.
just from posting that video. Look, if you really want to talk to me, TikTok is not the way to get me.
not the way.
Come
No,
through
it's not the
Instagram,
way.
and I
Better
mean,
DMing strategy, better platform.
Yeah. And
Amazing.
And speaking to the day zero person who's listening
Yeah,
to this, like,
right, please.
maybe I missed the boat. Like, there is no boat. The doc hasn't even been made yet.
No.
They didn't miss the boat.
Exactly.
TikTok
Exactly.
is a early adaptation of something that's going to be a long-term skill set. Short form video. Can
Right.
you communicate your message in 30 seconds or
Yeah.
less?
Right.
It's
Right.
just like, and what kills me is for decades and decades and decades and decades and decades, it's you got to master your elevator pitch.
Right.
Got to have an elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Now we get short form video, and
This
we're like,
is
how am
the-
I supposed to convey my message in under 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Like it's an elevator pitch.
Okay. But I think people are going to get lost, so Zach. They're going to say message sounds like a pitch.
Sure.
You don't have a message. You somehow mortgage gets into a trending song and a dance move.
I guess what I
And-
mean
and
message
not,
like
not even every time.
Yeah.
Right?
You're conveying
So
your entertainment. You're able to able to get
That's
to the
the key
point
word.
in the
Right.
30 seconds.
That's
Get
the
to
key
point.
word. So
Edutainment.
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 So edutainment. Tony Robbins, I think, is the first person I ever heard say that. Like he's like, it's edutainment when you come to my events. I'm like, yes, educate, entertain, right, motivate,
Yeah.
etc. But so it's 30
Days
seconds
ago,
of like being entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, it can be. But day zero, I would say, like, put it in your schedule. Like, if you're going to create content, and content's going to be a pillar of your business, like your finances, like your lead generation, like your
Right.
morning routine, like all that, it should be in your schedule.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nine to midnight.
Yeah, I have it in my schedule. I know from 12 to 1, I am in creative mode of creation.
Right.
And in the morning, I'm in getting in creative mode and get the idea. And sometimes I won't think of anything. And I don't get down on myself for that.
Right.
But I
Right.
think a lot of people get in their own way because they'll start their sentence with, I'm not creative, but,
I know.
and they've ruined it.
You go with like talking with like Seth Godin. He's like, writers have to write, people that are filming have to film, editors have to edit, right? Salespeople got to sell. Like the more you do what you do, the more creative you get, the better it gets. Sometimes it takes time. You guys are so lucky. Like when I got started on like YouTube or Beluga. Yes, exactly. No one knows Beluga.
Beluga.
I killed Beluga. Now there's only 8 people on it, and I had all like 7 of them following me, which is killer. But Friendster, MySpace, Facebook, yada yada yada. It didn't matter, right? The whole thing is every one of them is different, and every one of them takes time. And people are just so obsessed with, if I can't get the quick hit, if I can't instantly become famous, they're not willing to do it.
No.
My first, 1,000 videos sucked as far as I was concerned, even on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But eventually it kicks in. The audience finds you, right? You get your message across. So what advice do you have for everybody listening that is in that first position? Like, I'm
Start
just
investing.
getting ready to start.
Start investing. Put your time into content. Like, the beautiful part about content is people are going to be watching your videos for years.
Yeah.
You know, people are going to know who you are from those videos for years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's
The
just-
Glennda Baker Show. The Glennda Baker Show. I'm already
easily.
waiting for that.
Easily.
Well, I mean, but think about like Mason, the
Right.
host at the restaurant this morning. He's in Dallas, Texas. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. And he looks at me and he's like, "You're on TikTok."
It's like, oh, my stars.
And I looked at him and I was like, I am on TikTok. I'm not interested in real estate. He goes, but I watch all of your videos.
I love it.
Right.
Now, do you not think that Mason, who's, 18, 20 years old right now,
Yes.
is going to buy a house at some time?
Of course he is.
And here in Dallas, Texas. And so that's the thing. Like Jewel, the hostess at the restaurant at the St. Regis.
Yeah.
Like she told me, I really want to get my real estate license. Well, yesterday she sends me an email. I've got my real estate license. I want to come work for you.
Yeah.
So yes, you're converting on all different levels. But the thing about it is when you're first getting started, you're overwhelmed.
Right.
Because you're
With
looking
everything.
at how you're looking at the cost. You're looking at the creation of the content. You're looking at the ideas. You're looking at the time. So remember 1,000 years ago when you used to make us do Hour of Power?
Of course.
And we would have to call all those people, remember? So
Yes.
So now my Hour of Power
It's just responding to
is
people.
responding and commenting
Yep.
and engaging.
Yeah.
Because you've got to engage with them for them to engage with you.
Right.
And you asked me yesterday, you said, Glennda, why do you think that your people are like, they are so strong with you? Like they are committed to you. And they are. I mean, somebody says something in the comments, I don't have to say a thing because the Glitterati's are jumping on them.
Yes.
That's because I'm responding to the comments.
Right.
And the ones that love it the most are when I respond by voice text. They'll DM me and I'll respond by voice text, and they're like, "Oh, it's really you." And in the response,
Right.
in their response, it's like, "It's really you." Like they heard my voice, and that's like Mason. He heard my voice. So I can't remember who it was that asked me. Maybe Ray Allen who asked me. He's like, "But Glennda, are you like amplifying when you're telling the story?" Well, yeah. Hello.
Of course, I'm telling a story.
Story,
Yes, that's the
And
point.
so-
Brad.
Brad,
Yeah.
it's Brad.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing is like, am I turning up the volume? Absolutely, because I want the consumer to turn up the volume when he's listening to me.
Yes.
100%.
And I want him to know, oh my gosh, like I want to listen to her more.
Right.
And so I think that if you're just getting started, number one, figure out who you are. Be true to who you are.
Yeah.
Don't try and be me. Don't try and be Zach. Don't try and be Scott. Be true to who you are and then turn up the volume.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Now, you shared a more analytical approach yesterday when you literally said, I spend time watching the content. Like, give him that. Like the person that's brand new, like, how do I get good at this?
So I would recommend spending 20 to 30 hours figuring out TikTok and the context of the platform and what's happening and the trends that are performing well on there. Sorry.
You're fading back.
And so that's where I would that's where I would
I just wanted to
start.
see if you'd follow.
No, but that's where I would start, just kind of figuring out the context of the platform.
Okay, but what, 20 to 30
Consuming-
hours like in a row? Like, what are you talking about?
I would
Like,
spend a week or maybe a couple days just consuming content, figuring it out. For me, like I jumped in very early, and if you go back and look at some of my like early videos, it was a nightmare. But it's just like anything else. Like you said, you get better and better as time goes. So I would just recommend jumping in and consuming the content, figuring out what's going on the platform, and then that way you can start
Okay, but what-
executing. And
So break it down for me. I'm 55, I'm 65, I'm
Yeah.
32, and I'm not into this stuff. What am I breaking down? What am I looking for? How am I supposed to view the content? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I would say
What does that mean? I think I'm gonna get lost in like, people dancing.
Yeah, well, it's understanding the trends. Like you have to consume the content.
How do I understand them?
So you have to consume the content to really figure it out. Whether it's like a trending sound and it's a punchline.
What's a trending sound? I don't even know what you're talking about.
So a trending sound would be like any audio track, like any sort of song
Like a
that
song,
goes viral.
yeah.
And it might be a 7-second snippet or a 30-second snippet, and it might go viral at any given time. I mean, there's old songs that come out of nowhere.
Oh,
that
yeah.
are 20, 30 years old, and there's trends.
The guy on the skateboard
happened
drinking
to
the cranberry
Oh,
juice,
my
right?
God.
Like,
Fleetwood Mac.
His life
Nothing
changed.
did more
That
than
one video.
Fleetwood Mac
Right.
in the last
Yeah.
5 years than that guy.
Right.
And the
Yep.
thing about this is it's not just TikTok.
It's every platform.
It's Reels, it's Shorts,
yep.
it's Facebook, it's
Right.
it's Snapchat, Twitter.
Right.
Right.
Everybody has this.
Yes.
It's
yes.
true. Yeah. So to your point, I would just say like dive in, start figuring out those trends, like the guy riding on the skateboard, drinking the cranberry juice, and figuring out different ways that you can infiltrate TikTok and incorporate your brand and your message and provide value. So that's what I would recommend.
I think the big overarching message that I see with all three of you is you got to put in the work.
100%.
Right. And everybody's looking again for like the quick fix. Like, I just want to be Glennda tomorrow. Well, first of all, Glennda, how long have you been Glennda? 55 years, right? So it took a while for you to be Glennda.
Yeah.
Right. And it took you going out of your way to hire someone.
Yeah.
But you also carefully thought through, this is who I am, this is my message, this is what I want to talk about, this is how I want to do it. And then when she was saying earlier, like, and then I would go through and analyze how many likes, how many this, how many shares, how many comments, what was the correlation, what was I wearing that day, was my hair flat, was my, like, most people are not going to go to that level,
It's
which is
not
why most
flat,
people
it's
never
straight.
kill it. I know.
Okay, sorry. I just don't want you to think I had flat hair. I was
Well, it's flat contrasted to big.
She's about to reach across the table.
no, I just want to make I just want to make sure people don't think I have flat hair.
I've never heard your pitch your voice.
Oh my God, I know. I almost got Glendarized.
Speaking of short form content, that'll be a great reel right now. It's not flat. But in
It'd
consuming
be like
content,
somebody calling you small. Do you want to be called small? No.
in no regard.
You know how many times people walk up to me and they say, I didn't know you were this tall. And I'm like, I don't even think you're tall.
Yeah.
Same thing happens to me.
Right.
People think I'm 5'2".
Are you serious?
People are flabbergasted by me being 6
Dude,
foot.
you're a solid 4'9".
Solid. So I think it's because I'm always sitting. I'm always in my car.
Yes, yeah,
But
exactly.
tactically-
And you have the big head, the big head, the big head, the big head. There's something about the big head that crushes on, not brains,
Air.
literally physical size
Yeah.
events. So you look at all the famous actors and actresses, right? There's the big head effect.
Yeah.
I don't mean that like the egotistical big head, because there's
No.
some of them have that too, but there is something about it. You have like, and you got the eyes that pop, right? He's just a sexy dog.
Oh my gosh.
This one, don't even get me started.
I
with
wish.
flat hair.
Got that crimson chin, man. I got to keep the beard here. My chin pops through. But tactically, what you were saying is exactly what you need to do. It's like watching film in sports.
It's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
but tactically, I'm not going to go and watch just any film. I'm watching my
Study.
opponent.
100%.
So watch other people that are making content. Look up hashtag realtor, hashtag
Right.
real estate, hashtag area, and it puts them in order of how successfully they did.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can literally just go through the top
This
leaderboards.
works, that doesn't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
It's not super difficult.
No.
And I feel that people right now are in the situation where like, oh, I wish I did this 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, in 2 years, you're going to wish you did this 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.